change is good. You become the superior man project. If you can dream it, you can do it. I'm going to share two practices that I have used on my journey of nofap and semen retention. These two practices alone are able to bring you out. They are able to help you develop and access higher consciousness, at the same time rewire your subconscious mind, reprogram your subconscious mind. These two ideas, although they were revealed to me just out of my own consciousness, but they are actually part of a book called How to Manage Your Dick, Redirect Sexual Energy and Discover Your More Spiritually Enlightened Evolved Self by Sean O'Reilly. You can get it on Amazon. I have the Kindle as well as the paperback. So let's dive right in. Let me go into my notes. One second. There we go. I'll close that. I often say that you must become the scientist of your life in order to change your life. See, nofap is no easy work. This is curing your brain. This is reversing an anomaly in your brain. This is basically flipping your own being upside down. This is basically inflicting your own self pain. You're gonna go through withdrawal symptoms. It's not a one-day work. It's a work that requires seriousness and dedication. You must become the scientist of your life. And what that simply means is you must take responsibility and be serious about what's going on in your life, in your mind, in your body, and in your environment. You must observe what's going on in you, on your mind. You know, observing your thoughts makes the difference between relapsing tonight and skipping tonight and not relapsing tonight. Really, just observing, because what happens is when you get home, so let's say you spend the whole day at work and you get home and you feel the urge to go and watch porn, that's not when it starts. It started way early into your day at work. Maybe you glanced at a woman and the thought came. What happened was you couldn't catch it because you were not aware enough. You were not present enough. You did not catch it. It just flew by you. It just got by you and you did not catch it. But throughout the day, your mind would come and knock and suggest porn to you, or suggest images of the movies and the pictures that you have used to do PMO. But because you're not observing, you're not in the habit of observing what's going on in your mind, you're not alert, you're not present, you can't catch it. So by the time you get home at 11 p.m. or midnight, where your willpower has decreased, then you have no recourse because you're already weak. Because that idea of relapsing or of PMO has been working in the background of your mind for the whole day. So when you establish a practice that will help you to observe what's going on in your mind and in your life and in your surrounding, for example, you would know that, look, this is not good for me, man. There are about 10 chicks here. They're all half naked. I'm looking at them. I know this is going to have an effect on me because you're present. You're observing, you know what's going on, right? So, and then you collect the data, you analyze the data, you make a hypothesis. For example, let's say you notice that when you're observing, you notice that by midnight, when you're at home, the urge to watch porn comes over you. And you begin to collect the data. You're like, this has happened several times, right? And then you analyze it. Well, what might be the cause? Well, it could be that the places that I go during the day expose me to stimuli. The places or the conversations or the songs that I listen to, they are sexually explicit. The videos that I watch are sexually explicit. So which means throughout the day I've been accumulating sexual stimuli, and as well as using my willpower. So by midnight, my willpower has decreased, and I have accumulated a whole bunch of stimuli throughout the day, which means I am at a disadvantage. So because now you are analyzing the data, you can draw a hypothesis. When I listen to these kind of songs, when I watch this kind of videos, when I go to this kind of environment, later on at night, I have the urge to watch porn. That's an hypothesis. So then you go and experiment with the hypothesis. And how you do that is you refrain from going to those environments. You refrain from watching those videos. You refrain from listening to those songs. You refrain from engaging into sexually explicit conversations with people. And then you watch what happens the next day and the day after. If you notice that the urge doesn't come on you, then you have the answer. Yes, it's because throughout the day, I accumulate a lot of stimuli. That could be one possibility. Another possibility could be throughout the day, you have used your willpower to argue with somebody, your baby mama, your boss, your mama, your father, it doesn't matter, your brother. You have used your willpower to argue and to make so many stupid decisions, and you have acquired so much tension throughout the day. That means you got mad, you're anxious, you're afraid throughout the day. By midnight, your willpower not only has decreased, but also now you have pent up emotions in you. All those things are going to drive your system to ask for release. So therefore, you're going to get the urge to go and watch porn. So, but through your observation, you will collect so much data and so much information, and by analyzing that data, you will be able to draw conclusions, and you would say, okay, I am not doing this no more. Now you're in power. Now you have solutions. And of course, you repeat the experiment, you make necessary adjustment, and you make new hypotheses, or you keep the original and then you repeat, which means you continue, you take this into other areas of your life. I guarantee you, my friend, by the time you do this for 3 months, you will be a brand new man. You will know what's going on with your life. One of my pet peeves is dealing with a woman who does not know what's going on in her life. She acts like she has no idea. I don't know why I have a headache. I don't know why I'm sick. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know why I said it. I don't know why. Because that person is not paying attention to their lives. They are unconscious. Must I submit to you, my friend, pornography or PMO really is a practice of unconsciousness. PMO is only practiced by people who are sleeping, which means the moment you wake up, you enter a higher consciousness, you don't PMO no more. You lose the desire. The urge does not even come over you. Because in order for you to fire up the computer and go online and beat your meat, is because you're not thinking clearly, you're not present, you're not right here, right now. You understand? So you must become the scientist of your life, the philosopher of your life, and probe your mind, your environment, and the things that go on in your life day to day. So to help you become the scientist of your life, I'm going now to switch to the 2 practices that will assist you in doing so. Give me 1 second. All right. So these are the 12 steps towards date management. And I'm going to use the first two steps as the two practices that I want to talk to you about. This is chapter 23 in that book, The 12 Steps Towards Date Management. A man who does not pay attention where he walks may get bitten by a snake. Now, I'm from the islands. This is true of the island. Okay? If you're walking in the in the forest or in the woods and you're not paying attention to where you're stepping, you might get bitten by a snake, okay? Something might happen to you. Or you might stepped on a thorn. Likewise, sensual desires constitute serious dangers for the present and the future. Hindu wisdom, traditional Hindu wisdom. Let's go. What kind of date what kind of management technology do you need to go non-local and develop higher consciousness? Upon close examination, you will find that you have much of the technology you need right at hand. Thoughts have a quantum weight that scientists have not been able to discover, but they will. What you think and do affects the karmic and quantum structure of the universe. I want to provide you with some explanation of this. What you think and do affects the karmic and quantum structure of the universe. Your very thoughts will put into motion the karmic law. It must be balanced. Every thought in the universe and every action must be balanced. So, watching pornography, the balance will be you live a life of financial drought. You live a life of low self-esteem. You are crazy. You are out of order. You are emotional. That's the karmic response. That's the balance of that act. Okay? This does not mean that the world you see around you is created solely by your mind and actions, but what it does mean is that your mind participates in the quantum processes of reality. In my journey of nofap and semen retention, I used my mind to create thoughts and ideas of the ideal me in a quantum reality. So what I would do in meditation is I would picture a parallel universe me where this man is powerful, successful, strong, emotionally stable, financially successful, thriving, healthy, in control of his life, in control of his relationships with women. And then I dwell on that picture. I felt it like Neville Goddard says, I feel it and I live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I felt as though I was that man. I felt as though that man was me. So by doing so, I projected in the quantum reality, in the quantum world, an image of an ideal me. And very soon, I became that man. Very soon, that man became me. Why? Well, the law is, in the law of attraction, what you think about most of the time, you become. Consciousness is the only reality. That which you hold in your mind, your life will follow. That which you hold in your mind, you will follow. Your reality will follow. You will become that. So this is how your thoughts participates in the quantum processes of all reality and in the reality of your life. I like to say, in overcoming porn addiction, your mind is your first and most powerful tool. Unless you take great control of your mind and use it in meditation, in visualization, you will not be as successful and as quickly as possible. The 12 steps of debt management are a ladder to a higher consciousness that will enable you to more fully participate in life. Isn't that what we want? Of course, PMO, you know what it does. It withdraws you. It takes you out of the participation of life. It takes you out of fully participating in life. You withdraw. You become a man of your corner, a man of your room, a man of secrets. But of course, when you conquer PMO, you can now fully participate in life. Instead of being kicked around by the continuum, you can do some kicking back. Okay, let's go to step 1 right here. The first step is mindless observation. I want you to pay careful attention. Mindless observation. The acronym MLO. Mindless observation is the first step towards higher consciousness. It is the ability to watch thoughts without engaging them. This is the most basic operation of debt management. The thought is the parent of the deed. Remember what I said earlier? Observation. This is basically pure observation. So here is my practice I want to share with you, and I still have it till today. I began about 4 years ago. I just woke up one day and the idea came to mind. I would sit down for 1 hour in the morning, at noon, and at night. All I would do is just sit down and force myself to be present without no specific thought, but to pay attention to the thoughts that emerge out of my mind. This is the powerful practice. Listen to me. This is the way you're going to find out what's going on in your mind. Now, this is not a thinking moment. This is not a processing moment. This is just a mindless observation. That means you are observing your thoughts without engaging them, without fighting with them, without correcting them, without saying yes, no, that's not true, that's true. None of that. You pay attention to your thoughts, and you also pay attention to the sensations in your body. What that is going to do for you is it's going to help you to become more present increasingly. As you become more present, remember earlier when I talked about when you were at work and that thought about PMO came to mind, but you missed it because you were not present? Okay, this is what this observation is going to help you with. It will become you, to the point where you will be at work, a thought about PMO will pop up, and you will know it. You will catch it, and then you will do something with it. You will make a decision. Nope, I catch that one. Nope, it ain't going down like that tonight. Nope, I heard you. Matter of fact, I'm going to the gym as soon as I leave work. You understand? You don't engage your thoughts. Let me tell you what some of the things that you're going to find out when you sit down. Now, you don't have to do it for three times throughout the day. I was living by myself in my apartment. In fact, at that time, I took some time off. I was just living off my savings account, some money that I dedicated for some time off. I took about 8 months off to dedicate my time to healing my PMO, to cure pornography. I was dedicated, my friend. I wanted to cure this thing, and that's why I documented the whole journey, because I wanted to have data and information to teach my brothers, to come and share with my brothers to help them. So you can do 1 hour a day. You can do 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, um, or maybe 30 minutes morning, noon, night. But it's very important because right now, without this practice, you're not aware of what's going on in your mind. You don't know what's going on in your mind. You don't know the extent the extent of damage that has been in your subconscious mind. Now, some of the things that you might hear that might bubble up in your mind as you sit down and pay attention is, for example, you might hear yourself crying as a baby. You might just get a glimpse of yourself crying as a baby, like, right? It's a picture. That means childhood trauma. That means you have unhealed childhood traumas inside of you that are also acting as dark energies that cause you to seek a way to that cause you to seek an outlet for them. You might hear an argument in your mind, and that argument might involve your siblings, your parents, somebody you grew up with, your auntie, your cousin, them. And you might find out that thing that took place 15 years ago is sitting in your subconscious mind, and it is affecting you. It's causing tension in you. It's causing subconscious tension, and all those things are adding to put you in a unconscious state. And then now, when the urge to watch porn comes, you are at the mercy of the urge. You have no recourse. You just go and watch. Because the more you are healed from traumas, the more you are healed from past hurts, the more you are liberated from those lower energies, the freer you are, the more present you are, and now you can catch the urge when it comes. Or you can even predict that you're going to feel that way. That's another one. You can predict now that you're going to feel that way. And of course, once you can predict, that means you are in control. Another thing that you might hear in your subconscious mind, for example, if you were not raised by your mother, or if you were not raised in a traditional home with mom and dad, you might find a little argument in your mind, or you might hear a woman dissing you, putting you down, kicking you around, beating you up. That might be the person who raised you. Maybe a stepmom, maybe an auntie, I don't know, somebody. Or it could have been your mom. It could have been you could have had a narcissistic mother, and she could have mistreated you. And what happens is those things are in your subconscious mind. They are traumas, and they are affecting you subconsciously, and you're walking around watching porn, and you have low self-esteem when it comes to women. You can't attract women. You can't have a good relationship because your inner relationship with a woman is broken, but you're not aware of it because it's subconscious to you. These are the things. This is the power of mindless observation. This is the power of sitting down for 30 minutes and just observing your thoughts without any judgment. Okay? So that's step one. Now I'm going to go straight to step two, right? Give me 1 second. So, step two is to interrogate your finding. That is when whatever you hear, you accept it. And I'm going to show you where you must accept what you find. For example, interrogation is the second step and critically important. You must observe your reaction to everything that goes on inside and outside of your mind. You must catch your ass in the act of going about its business without your permission. Your ass is an acronym for appetite survival system. The appetite survival system is the animal in you, the instinctual man, the animal man. That's the force in you that makes you eat everything in the fridge. That makes you drain yourself. One PM session is not enough. You got to go for another one. You're having sex with a chick. One round is not enough. You want 3 rounds. You understand? This is your appetite survival system in play. That's the animal in you. The animals, all they do is eat, fight, fuck, and run. So that's the 4F. All the animals do is feed, fuck, fight, and flee. So a man who's unconscious is an animal. All he does is that. He feeds himself, he fucks, he fights, and he flees. He is always running from confrontation. So when you observe, you listen to what he says. You must catch your ass, your appetite survival system, in the act of going about its business without your permission. Remember the example I used about you being at work and your mind gives you a suggestion to watch porn later on, but you missed it? That's what he's saying. When you observe and you can catch your ass in the act of going about its business without your permission, because that conversation is going on in your subconscious mind and you're not even aware of it. Effective interrogation. Hold on now. English is my fourth language. I always struggle with this word. Interrogation. There we go. Interrogation. All right. Effective interrogation is not possible without honesty. Interrogation can also take the form of thoughtful reflection. When you reflect on anything, you allow it to mirror itself in your consciousness, and in turn, you must try to faithfully accept the data as it is, not how you would like it to be. For instance, if you begin to realize that you have a problem with laziness, it does you no good, absolutely no good, to point to the ways and times you are not lazy. You must accept the data of the observation and do something about it. You cannot manage your day without an adequate interrogation of your ass, which is your appetite survival system. So from the observation, you're gonna get data. Remember now, you're a scientist, right? The scientist of your life. From the observation, the mindless observation, you're going to collect data. You're going to accept whatever the data delivers. If you find out that you have childhood trauma, as I stated earlier, you accept that. You don't try to fight it. Hold on. Nah, this never happened to me now. Nah. If you find out that you're needy and that you're emotionally broken, you don't fight it. You take that data. You consciously accept it. And you say, thank you, universe. And of course, it would help you to keep a journal. This is how now I have accumulated a lot of data and insights to coach the brothers that I'm coaching and work with the guys that I'm working and even shoot these videos, because I collected data and I wrote in so many journals. I have so many journals and so many pieces of writing because I am a scientist and a philosopher of my life. I collect data, analyze data, come up with a hypothesis, experiment with them, draw conclusions, and repeat the process. This is me, babe. And you are to become one too. So when you get that data, when you find out that it seems like you still have some unresolved anger about your mom or your dad, or for not being in your life, or for whatever your mom did, or for whatever one of your siblings did to you, then you take that data, and here is where the interrogation comes into play. You now ask empowering questions. Listen to me. No time for self-pity. No time for that. You now want to ask success-oriented questions, empowering questions, action-oriented questions. How are those questions framed, and what those questions sound like? What can I do about this right now? What is the first step I can take towards healing? How can I be more proactive in preventing such and such? Next time I catch myself thinking this thought, what action will I take? What system can I set up in place to help prevent, for example, when I get home around midnight, that the urge to watch porn does not come over me? And you continue interrogating your mind and yourself. And of course, every question that is asked of the universe is answered. The answer will come to you, my friend. The answer will come into your spirit. The answer will come into your mind. In summary, you must become the scientist of your life, right? You must become the scientist of your life. You must observe, collect data, analyze data, make hypotheses, experiment with the hypotheses, draw a conclusion, repeat the experiment, make necessary adjustments, and make new hypotheses, or keep the original and then you repeat and you continue. And as the new scientist of your life, the two practices that I shared with you that are going to help you with that is, the first practice is mindless observation. This is where you sit down for 30 minutes or 1 hour. I go hard, and I used to go for even 2 hours. That's me, because I'm a teacher, I'm a scientist, I'm a philosopher. I must have data. I must go hard in anything that I do. That's me. But for you, maybe you don't need to go as hard because you don't need to teach anybody. You won't need the data to write a book or to write a blog, but I do. You can go for 30 minutes. You just sit quietly, observe your thoughts and your physical sensations. Pay attention to your environment. That's going to help you to catch yourself in the act of being suggested to watch porn. Okay? And of course, the second step is interrogation. That is, you take the data, you collect it, you hold it, you accept it, and then now you ask yourself what kind of questions I said. Empowering questions, action-oriented questions, success-oriented questions. Those questions are framed differently. Those questions usually begin with how. How can I help begin my healing journey? How can I begin to extract more information from my subconscious mind? How can I better my practice? How can I establish a practice that will help me to circumvent this situation? How can I capitalize on this new thing in my life? What systems can I put in place to help me succeed more and more? The answers will come in your spirit, and it will be up to you to use them. I hope you will use them. My brother, this is my joy to help you. It's my joy to share these ideas with you. I have more coming. So like this video, comment below, share your practice with me, share your experience with me, and subscribe. Until next time, stay in your kingdom. Remember to subscribe. Bye now.